It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, and it is brought to you by First Southern Bank, by Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn Associates Country Financial. Sure, you use the Piggly Wiggly Country Fresh app to get free groceries each week along with special...
Hi, I'm Mandy Yeomans.
And I'm Raymond Brown with First Southern Bank. As your locally owned community bank, we're here to help our community grow. Our customers are why we are here. You can tell we want your business.
We offer all types of deposit products, personal and business. We have fast, efficient service, and yes, we have online banking too. I'm sure we have an account to fit your needs. Stop by or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
We're FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings in Wayne County is a popular thing. To dine in or take out for one delicious meal, and with the low great prices, it's simply a steal. Famous for the variety of sauces, mild, wild, insane, or inferno. When it's time to eat lunch or dinner, Damon's Restaurant the place to go. Located in the middle of town on West Cherry Street, yes, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings simply can't be beat. So next time you're hungry and looking for a great meal, head to Damon's Restaurant and enjoy a great deal. The number to call is easy, 588-WING, 588-9464, the real thing. Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings. Those chicken wings are a very popular thing.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
Most people understand the need for life insurance, but not many want to talk about why it's essential to your financial plan. It may seem intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Don't get overwhelmed. Get started with Country Financial. Call me, Sean O'Quinn, today at 588-1051 and let me work with you to find life insurance that gives you the protection you need at a price you can afford.
Life insurance policies issued by Country Life Insurance Company and Country Investors Life Assurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. It is 8:01, and Bob, we have a special guest on the phone with us this morning. Who do we have?
Meeks, and we got Stephen Meeks, the state representative, with us on the phone for the final day of the session. Stephen, sure do appreciate you taking time here to be with us on the show with the final day of the session. I know it's a busy day up there, so tell us what else is going to take place. I'm sure it's going to be a wild and crazy day up there.
Well, starting out, thank you, and I appreciate the opportunity to join y'all on Monday mornings throughout the session and give listeners an update on what's going on. It's always a pleasure to be with y'all, and certainly appreciate the opportunity. And but 2022 Sunny Die is here, and we'll have another wild ride today. I suspect. I think that was the headline of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution this morning. And just as a quick update on mental health bill. Many of the listeners probably read that we passed the mental health bill last week, and the Senate sent it back to us, and we passed an agreed-upon version between the House and the Senate. The governor's going to sign that bill today at 1:30, and that will be a step in the right direction toward mental parity with mental health coverage in our state. So there's some good things happening there, good aspects of the bill that we need to work on, and it's a result of a 2-year study committee that the speaker appointed, and folks within the healthcare industry that are very familiar with it. And just kudos to the study committee for all the hard work they did. And as that was mentioned as we passed the bill, the study committee is not going to dissolve yet. They're going to keep working to see how and what other reforms that we need to make. And I believe that new deadline that's been set now is June 30th of 2025, that mental health bill will keep, the mental health study committee will keep working on for any reforms that we need to make. But Sunny Die is here. A couple of bills to be on the lookout for today, as we talked about in the past. It's not over till it's over, and there's always wrangling to see how we get different different bills to the floors of the House and Senate, and one of the ones we will take up today will be the budget for 2022 or 2023. The committee is actually meeting about 8:15 to finalize the budget, which will be in the neighborhood of $30.2 billion. Take effect July the 1st, so we'll finish that up today. Again, the conference committee is meeting at 8:15 this morning to finalize that. That includes the pay raises for teachers and other state employees across our state. So it's very much deserved. So we got that one to take a look out for. We've talked about gambling in the past. We keep hearing different versions are going to make it to the floor. We're not sure at this point what will. One started out to be a an online sports betting bill that did not include casinos or horse racing, and then we've heard there may be a constitutional amendment on the bill on the floor that goes to the voters that covers everything. So that'll be one to keep a lookout for today as we continue to as we get started in finalizing the business of the state, and then one that we haven't gotten passed yet. The tax cut that the House passed earlier in the year, which was set a flat tax of 5.25% for state income tax for everybody. The Senate changed that a little bit. I know that committee, I believe, is meeting this morning trying to finalize that piece of legislation where we can get it done as well. And then one other is an elections bill that the House passed that included some additional chain of custody for absentee ballot, and then some restrictions on local election offices accepting nonprofit funding for the election. And then we also included in the House version a provision that gave the GBI the investigative authority over the elections and to investigate any issues that may be going on there. So those are a couple of the ones that we're still working on, and then one that's really important to many of the listeners across our state, many citizens across our state, is a cannabis bill. You may remember 4 years ago now we passed a cannabis bill, legislation creating the industry and allowing it to be sold in Georgia. And to this point, the commission that was appointed has yet to finalize any of the license that were included in that bill, which I believe was 6. So Chairman Werkheiser actually had one version of the bill that we passed, and the Senate passed a different version, and I understand they're still in the process of trying to work out a final version to get cannabis oil to the market quicker than what it seems to be moving within the framework of the commission that was appointed. So those are a couple of the big ones to be on the lookout for today.
So what about the right to carry bill? Where's that?
House and Senate have both passed constitutional carry. I don't know when the governor is planning on signing that, but yes, both House and Senate have passed that, and it's on its way to the governor.
And what does that mean for the average citizen out there when it comes to carrying firearms?
It'd be essentially that the permit to carry is not necessary in Georgia to carry a concealed weapon. You would be able to carry it. But the one thing to keep in mind is if you travel out of state, there are other states who have a permitting process, and most states surrounding Georgia recognize that permit that Georgia will issue for those states. So in the event they don't have a constitutional carry bill which allows you to carry without the permit, you might want to still consider that, but that bill is headed to the governor.
Okay.
And if you're just joining us on the phone with us, is Stephen Meeks, State Representative Mondays with Meeks. I want to go back to the bill that the governor's going to sign into law, that mental health bill. This was a priority of the House Speaker, David Ralston. I'm just curious, were they able to get a lot of Democrats to join in, or are they still oppose it? Is it going to be mainly a party line vote, or is it going to be a bipartisan vote?
It was bipartisan in both House and the Senate. When the legislation came back from a conference committee, between the House and the Senate, both bodies passed it unanimously, making sure that we were doing what we need to be doing to address the mental health issues that we have across our our population. So it was a unanimous vote in both the House and the Senate.
Did they ever come up with what the price tag's going to be? Did they come up with a dollar figure for that, or
I have not seen a price tag of what that will be yet. I've asked for it, but I have not. I've not gotten a final cost of the bill. And what it would do is require insurance companies to cover mental illness in the same way that they do physical illness. So we're still waiting, or I'm still waiting on a final cost that it will be. But very, very much needed piece of legislation. Georgia is ranked near the bottom across the country when it comes to mental health. And this bill, one of the things that it will do is create a loan program to address the workforce shortage by offering loan forgiveness for several types of mental health specialists as well as primary care physicians. So really a broad bill that takes into account each aspect of it and trying to get help to Georgians that need it.
Being a rural area, any bills that will affect the agriculture community, especially here in South Georgia or throughout the state?
We did one that allows producers of fruit and vegetables to utilize food banks as a potential market. In the past, money that's going to food banks have not historically included the ability to purchase fresh fruits and vegetables for food banks. So we passed the legislation that will allow. It was a piece of legislation that mirrors federal legislation that was passed, I guess, some 20 years ago that was never enacted in the state. And then we put $800,000 into that program for fresh fruits and vegetables to be able to be sold to the food banks for those who utilize those for their food supply. And but we had a couple that we talked about and within Ag Committee that talked about food deserts, and I think it's an issue that we will continue to work on in the future sessions to evaluate where the need for additional grocery stores or availability of fresh fruits and vegetables and other foods to be made available for Georgians. So another one that came through committee didn't go anywhere, but it's one that I suspect we'll continue to talk about in the years to come.
How long of a day do you think it's going to be, Stephen?
Well, I would like to say it's going to be early, but I believe it's probably going to be close to midnight before we're done.
Okay, let me ask you one more question about the gambling thing. I heard that they may just let the people decide, put it on the ballot in November. Have you heard any discussion about that?
Right. There's two different schools of thought. One is just a sports betting bill that the General Assembly would approve, and then the other is a constitutional amendment that the voters of Georgia would then vote on. The constitutional amendment, as I understood it to be drafted, covered all betting, sports betting, casinos, gambling, the whole 9 yards, which was and then one version of that would then in turn allow the local communities to have a referendum as to whether or not the local community and voters wanted it in their community. So it's been evolving as the conversations go on, and I suspect it probably will right at the time that we adjourn tonight.
Who are making the final, Stephen, who's making the final decisions on what that bill will look like? I mean, somebody's got to be, in the rooms by there saying, trying to compromise in both houses and the final wording. Who's doing that today?
Well, I think it's a mix between the House and the Senate, and for this particular one, it's really probably one body or the other. Because neither body has passed any legislation specifically regarding this. Now, there are pieces of legislation that have probably been passed that is in the same code section that it could be attached to. So between industry and members of the House and Senate, I know that Chairman Ron Stevens from over in the Savannah area has been integrally involved in that debate, and I'm pretty certain he's probably in the conversation of where that may go. As we click off the hours for the final day today.
Okay, and let's say that it does pass where you have the sports betting here in the state of Georgia. What would that mean for Georgia? Because so many people in the state of Georgia already do sports betting through services outside the state. What will that mean for Georgia if it is passed and is signed by the governor?
Well, it'd make it legal in Georgia to host that within the state, and a lot of it's focused, as you mentioned, online, which is what the bill that keeps rearing over here would be an online sports betting, but it's, I still think there's a chance it may come up. We've got another meeting at 8:30. We may find out more then, but that's kind of the framework for what we're looking at.
So you can be hosted here in the state of Georgia. Right now, a lot of folks do it, through Vegas or whatever the case may be, but those sites could be hosted here in the state of Georgia, which would mean more tax revenue for the state of Georgia. What would it mean for us?
I would think that it would. That's the way I understand it, but I would have to dig a little deeper into it.
Okay, all right.
Every time you guys go up there, you always say the most important thing is the budget. So when will the budget be approved?
We will sometime today. The House and Senate has a joint meeting that they are meeting as we speak. They started at 8:15. So I was going to run up there for that and see what was being said. But they are meeting at 8:15, and then we'll pass through the House and the Senate pretty quickly. I would say probably middle of the day. It may be after lunch, but we will get that done today as well and get it on to the governor. And right at $32 billion, I believe, is what we're looking at. $30.2 billion for this year's budget, which again includes the pay raises for teachers and other state employees and the bonuses that we did as well. So look forward to getting that across the finish line here before too long. And a great thanks to Chairman Terry England, who's retiring after this session from the 116th over around Winder, a longtime friend, and he and Chairman Tillery have just done a tremendous job with the budget, and we're going to miss Chairman England as we move forward, but we know we're in good hands with Chairman Tillery over in the Senate.
Well, you'll be here for the post-legislative luncheon. At that time, you always give a review, but just give us your overall thoughts on how you thought the session went. The governor seems like he's got a lot on his plate that he wanted to get across the finish line, that this session looks like it got across the finish line. And, raise for teachers, things like that, so...
Yes, sir. I look forward to being at the post-legislative luncheon, but yes, sir, it has been I think it's been a good session for the governor. Got a lot of things accomplished that he wanted to accomplish, and the campaign promises that he made, and just in general, good policy that the governor had in mind that he wanted to get across, and working with the members in the House and the Senate. And it's been a pleasure to serve as one of the governor's floor leaders to help shepherd some of that legislation through the House this session, and but it's been a good session. It's been a very busy session this year, and it seemed like it's gone very, very quickly for some reason. I guess that's just the nature of when we're really busy. It just seems as though it has gone very fast. But been a good session. I think the governor is in high spirits, and we saw him late yesterday afternoon. The governor's mansion hosted an Easter egg hunt. And, Joy and John William and I had the opportunity to go by and be there for that event and say hello. But he's in good spirits, and looks forward to us getting out of here and hitting the campaign trail.
Well, as I say, time flies when you're having fun, Stephen. So you must be having fun.
You're right.
Sometimes we wonder what kind of fun it is, but it's certainly a pleasure and a privilege to serve the voters of the 178th district. I appreciate the opportunity and just look forward to getting home and seeing everyone.
Well, again, we want to thank you for taking time out of the session each Monday to be with us on Mondays with Meeks. Again, people enjoy it, and like I said, you always give your phone number and your email and things like that so people can get in touch with you, and I'm sure they took advantage of that. But we appreciate you being here on the show, and again, good luck. Hopefully it won't be that long of a night, but it appears it's going to be a pretty lengthy day for everybody up there in Atlanta.
Right, great. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing y'all soon.
Okay, Stephen. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
State Representative Stephen Meeks here on Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, Mondays with Meeks. And wrapping it up today, and that wraps up our sessions from Atlanta this week with Stephen Meeks on Mondays, Blake Tillery, State Senator Blake Tillery on Tuesdays, and State Representative Bill Werkheiser on Wednesdays, which, of course, last Wednesday was the last Wednesday with Werkheiser, as next year in January he'll have parts of Appleton County instead of parts of Wayne County, and we'll be dealing with someone from Hinesville for next year, right?
What they tell us.
That's what they tell us. Okay. Who was that again, the state representative?
Buddy DeLoach.
Buddy DeLoach. That's right. Buddy DeLoach, if put back into office, will be the state representative for the northern part of Wayne County beginning next year. But State Representative Bill Wickhauser will still be the state representative for the northern part of Wayne County through December 31st. And then Buddy DeLoach from Hinesville will take over if put back into office, which more than likely he will be. And because I don't think he has opposition. But we'll still have the Mondays with Meeks and Tuesdays with Tillery, and then I guess we'll have Wednesdays with Buddy DeLoach. We'll get everything there set up with Buddy to be on next year. But when is the post-legislative session coming up? At the Chamber of Commerce? It's coming up in the next few weeks. They'll have both State Representative Bill Werkheiser and Stephen Meeks and State Senator Blake Tillery for a luncheon, as folks will be able to go there and hear the three of them give their final thoughts on what's happened with this year's session.
I don't want to give the date because I'm not positive. I don't have the flyer with me.
Okay.
But
all right.
It's sometime
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say the 12th and 14th, but I said I don't have the flyer in the folder. But
okay.
We'll promote that next week.
Yeah. Well, if it is the 14th, that would be next Thursday. But so we'll see. But it's coming up. You can just go to the Chamber website, waynechamber.com, and take a look at it. But the legislative session coming up real soon, and of course Bob will be there to report on that. Well, let's talk about Wayne County baseball. You know, they were scheduled to play. Is it Veterans?
We got Veterans this week.
Yeah, Veterans this week. Is, you know, when we do play region games, it's a best 2 out of 3. It's 3 games that we play them, and this week it was scheduled for 1 tomorrow and 2 on Friday, but they moved the game up for today, didn't they?
Right. Today's game is today. It's a Monday game. They moved it up due to the weather tomorrow. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Good day today, so they moved it up. Playing the single game here at home tonight, 6 o'clock. The doubleheader is still scheduled for Veterans on Friday.
Okay. Now, if you take a look at your baseball schedule, it has a schedule for Wayne County Veterans for tomorrow here at Howard Bo Warren Field beginning at 5. But they moved it up a day because of the chance of rain tomorrow. So Wayne County will be taking on Veterans today. And apparently they moved the first pitch from 5 to 6 o'clock. And we encourage folks to go out to Howard Bo Warren Field and support the Jackets.
Key game, for sure.
Yep, key game. And if for some reason you can't make it, we'll have all the action for you right here on 105.5 FM beginning at 5:50. And you can hear the game here on Big Dog Country and around the world on our website at BigDogCountry.com. BigDogCountry.com. Just click on live stream.
And after the second week of the season, these are the region standings. Again, it's Ware, Coffee, Wayne, Warner Robinson Veterans. Ware's on top at 5-1. Coffee and Wayne with 2 losses. Coffee at 4-2. Wayne at 1-2. Warner Robinson at 1-2, and Veterans 1-5. So right now, Veterans is the odd man out. But again, they still have plenty of time, and they'll be here today at 6 o'clock for that first ball game. So. Okay,
so it's going to be a beautiful day today, sunny today, high today near 83. Going to be gorgeous weather to get out there and support the Jackets at Howard Bo Warren Field. Wear your gold and white and black and yellow and cheer them on. And if you can't make it, we'll have the game for you. Just a beautiful day because we do have that 80 to 90% chance of showers. So I can see them why they moved it up a day because if they had it tomorrow, it would have to be delayed. So move it up a day. And then the next 2 games will be at Veterans, which is called Bon Air up there near Warner Robins. And that'll be this Friday and at 4:30 and at 7.
Doubleheader day, long trip.
Yep, up there just south of Macon. Go up there and so we got the Veterans this week in region action, and then next week 3 games against Ware County region action, and then the final week of regular season play 3 games against Warner Robins. And for some reason, all 3 of those Warner Robin games are going to be up there at Warner Robins. Warner Robins. Is that right?
I don't think that's right.
You don't think that's right? I wouldn't think it would be right, but that's what they have it on the schedule here as. At Warner Robins on the schedule here, put out by the athletic department of Wayne County High School.
Got to be a misprint.
Maybe a misprint?
It's got to be.
Got to be? Okay. Because it's always one place to the other, and it varies. Like, this week it's 1 here against Veterans, 2 next week. 2 Friday against Veterans, and then next week against Ware County, it's. Well, we're getting the short end of this deal here. Next week, it's Waycross, Jessup, Waycross. Next week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
All right.
So, and And then this week it's 2 at Veterans. So somehow we're having to go on the road more this year. I guess it's different from last year. I guess it kind of varied up, flipped around. Yeah.
It's the total opposite of what took place last year.
Yeah. Yeah. And so with Ware County being close like this, only 45 minutes down the road, they can do a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. But when we have to go up to Warner Robins or up to Veterans, they do that doubleheader on that Friday.
Right.
Okay. Well, Bobby, you got Kansas or North Carolina in your Final Four?
No. I'm done.
2 Blue Bloods there that do good every single year. Poor old Coach Cade wasn't able to beat his nemesis in the last regular season game or in the Final Four. And so North Carolina, Kansas tonight for the national championship. Ought to be a good game.
Should be a great game.
Yeah. I'm not sure when the last time Kansas won a national championship. It's been a long time.
They're always favored to win it, but
they always, they never do.
They always lose out, but they got a good shot today.
They're
favored.
You got a favorite?
I don't have a favorite.
You don't have a favorite now?
I can't think Kansas is favored by 4.
Okay.
Most people I heard say they're laying the points and taking Kansas.
Okay.
I think Kansas will win easily. So we'll find
out. Huh? You think that North Carolina gave it all against Duke and say, all right, that was our national championship? Who knows?
They just think Kansas got the better team. So
okay.
Time will tell.
All right.
That's why they play the game. So.
That's right. Yeah, you can talk about all you want, see what's on paper, look at the schedule, but you got to play the game. So that'll be tonight. Where are they playing? New Orleans? New Orleans? Yeah.
It's in New Orleans.
New Orleans for the game tonight. What would tip-off be at 8 or 9 or something like that?
Something like that. I think it's like 8:09.
8:09. 8 or 9 is 8:09.
8:09 is the tip-off. I think that's the time.
All right. Should be a good basketball game tonight. It's just the March Madness wraps up here on this April 4th. All right, Bob, you said they held the golf tournament this weekend. They were able to get that in for the athletic department.
They had a lot of money raised. Jay Beauchamp and company were happy, so it's a good event. A heck of a score turned in by that winning team, 50, though. You don't see that very often.
50,
hardest shooting 50. So hats off to those guys. So,
yeah.
It was a good time, good weather. I said,
it was good weather. So just a great weekend. Yeah. I was glad they were able to get in because, at the last minute, you didn't know if you was going to have enough teams or not, but apparently some teams, showed up there in the last couple of days and filled it on the card on up, and they were able to make the money.
Yep.
Goes to the athletic department at Wayne County High School.
Good event.
Okay. All right, and are any meetings going on this week that you're going to be covering?
I can't be at the county meeting tonight because I got a ball game.
But there is a county meeting tonight.
County meets tonight, courtroom C, 6 o'clock.
All right. Anything on the agenda there that folks would?
Everything they tabled from the last meeting.
Oh, they tabled a lot of stuff last meeting, and they're going to take a look at it this week. Yep. Okay, and this will be Kathy Keith's first county commission meeting. It'll be interesting and she's getting right into it tonight.
Improvements of J.C. Fairground building, improvements of J.C. Hutt building, all tabled. Also, the Lake Grace RV sites tabled. All that tabled for March 14th, so all that back on the agenda tonight.
Okay.
See if the new commissioner can help reach some kind of agreement. Right?
Well, sometimes you just don't have all the information you need, and you got to table it and do it in the next meeting. And I guess that's why they decided to do on that. And so the county commission meeting will be tonight, but Bob's not going to be able to be there. Maybe you can just talk to someone afterwards or whatever, but he'll be at the ball game tonight at Howard Bo Warren Field as Wayne County be taking on Veterans tonight, not tomorrow night as the schedule shows. Here at Howard Bo Warren Field, they're moving it up a day because of the bad weather tomorrow. And they're moving it from 5 o'clock first pitch to 6 o'clock, apparently. The schedule says tomorrow at 5. It's going to be today at 6, according to the text message that Bob got there from the athletic department. All right, what else is going on, Bob? Anything? Anything at all?
Spring break.
Spring break this week. That's right. Yeah, you can always tell with a spring break because you don't have as many interaction with the public in the morning. There's not enough. There's not the same amount of vehicles on the road, especially in the mornings. And so spring break this week. So we hope the students and the teachers have a good time off this week, getting ready for the final few weeks of school for 21-22.
And the rec season shuts down this week, so there's no rec games this week. So. Due to spring break. So
yeah, it's kind of hard to have a rec week when you're going to have a lot of those kids out of town.
That's what I'm saying. They're all the time. So vacation, things like that. So.
Yeah. Well, we need a spring break here. Maybe I can talk to the boss and I am the boss. No. But no spring break for radio. We got to be here all the time, entertaining and informing. Right, Bob?
It's a busy week.
Yeah, very busy week. A lot of baseball, meetings, things of that sort. Lots going on, and we'll keep you updated on what's happening here in the Wayne County area. And we do appreciate, once again, State Representative Stephen Meeks calling in this morning from Atlanta on his final day of the legislative session. They'll probably go really close to midnight tonight, but the gavel's hit, and they're able to hit the road and come back home and get back to their regular lives. And most of them will get back. We'll start campaigning.
Right.
As getting this final few weeks down the last, I think that's about the third Tuesday in May or something like that, or fourth Tuesday in May?
May 24th is the primary day.
Primary day. All right. Anything else, Bob? That's it?
That's it.
All right. Have a good day. All right. The world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, brought to you by First Southern Bank, by Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, by Murphy Builder Supply, and by Country Financial Sean O'Quinn.